And we welcome you to the Chase Center here in San Francisco, California. We have an ultimate elimination match in the Western Conference Play-In Tournament featuring the San Antonio Spurs and the Golden State Warriors. As we take a look at the starting lineups for the Spurs, Fox, Castle, Vassell, Johnson, and Wembanyama. And for the Warriors, we have Curry, Hield, Moody, Butler, and Green. We have a good key matchup with De'Aaron Fox averaging 23.2 points a game, with Stephen Curry at 31.8 points a game. The winner of this game will move on to be the 8th seed and take on the Los Angeles Clippers in the Western Conference quarterfinals, while the loser will have all off-season to think about what went wrong, as the Spurs will win the tip. The Warriors in that 7 versus 8 game, as De'Aaron Fox with an early 3. In that 7-8 game, it got off to an early strong start in the first quarter, had a 14-point lead, but then allowed the Mavericks to claw back in and eventually ran away from them in the second half. I see Vassell coming around with the layup, and it's quickly 5-0. Devin Vassell getting the start in this game. He's only averaging 12.2 points a game, but the Mavericks ended up winning that game 124-104 in the first game. That's what got the Mavericks to be the 7th seed in the Western Conference playoffs. And they'll be playing the OKC Thunder here, as Curry with the bucket. Stephen Curry, 32% USG, whatever that is, 25% assist percentage. And Wembanyama will miss that one. Jimmy Butler with the rebound. And for the Spurs, they were struggling in that first half, down by 13 points going to halftime, and then they started that game off on a second half on a 24-5 run. Ended up being a back and forth, as we see Jimmy Butler with the bucket there. He's averaged 20.5 points a game, 5.6 assists, and 1.6 steals per game. Those are his season average. Back and forth, and it went down to the wire as the Suns missed the shot at the end, tying three-pointer at the end, as you see a rebound there. Curry had the rebound. Now he has it again. Coming around with a jump shot, no good. Johnson grabbing the rebound. As we're over 2 minutes into the game here. And that's how San Antonio survived. De'Aaron Fox for 3, no good. Buddy Hield with the rebound with Stephen Curry. Coming around with a layup. That's in there. And the Warriors are on top. 6 unanswered points after a quick 5-0 start for the Spurs. I am Vinny from Vita Productions on the call, and if you like what you see, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, as Victor Wembanyama will miss that one. Moody with the rebound there. Moses Moody over to Curry. Curry for 3, no good. This is the first game of a doubleheader upload schedule here on this February 15th here, which would be the actual All-Star weekend that these videos are up. You see Jimmy Butler. Butler with the shot up. That's no good. Johnson will grab the rebound. There's De'Aaron Fox with their 15 on the shot clock. Back over to Johnson. Johnson for 3. That's in there. And the Spurs are on top by 2 again. Jimmy Butler crossing the half-court line. But as I said, if you like this channel, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and hit the bell icon to receive notifications when these videos do drop. See Jimmy Butler coming through. 7 on the shot clock. Butler, that is up, no good. Keldon Johnson grabbing a rebound. As I said, this game is going to be uploaded, as that's out of bounds here. Careless turnover against the Spurs. This game will be uploaded on February 15, 2026, 3 p.m. Eastern. And coming up a little bit later tonight will be the elimination match in the Eastern Conference, where the number 10 seed, the Toronto Raptors, traveled to Detroit to take on a number 7 team. Or now is actually technically a 9-8 match, as they got reseeded. Butler coming around with the slam dunk. And that is worthy enough of the AT&T Connected Cam. And the winner of that one will take on the New York Knicks in the Eastern Conference playoffs as the 8th seed. We're tied at 8. De'Aaron Fox crosses the half-court line here. 17 on the shot clock. Over to Wemby. Wemby with the shot. That's in there. Victor Wembanyama. giving the Spurs the lead again. Winner of this game will take on the Los Angeles Clippers. They'll be the 8th seed. The Clippers, the top seed in the Western Conference. And as I mentioned earlier in the week when we uploaded the video, that there was a chance we could have saw the Warriors play the Clippers, whether it had been as a 7-2 or an 8-1 matchup. So the Warriors do win. They have a rematch of the season finale game that we watched. Fox for 3, no good. Green with the rebound. De'Aaron Fox only 3 points on 1 of 5 shooting. He's attempted 1 shot from inside the arc. And there's Draymond Green. Green with the layup that's in there, and we are tied at 10. The Spurs shooting 4 of 10, and the Warriors at 5 of 11. Keldon Johnson over to Wemby. Wemby with the slam dunk. Keldon Johnson getting the assist. Approaching the halfway point of the first quarter. This is the 2025-2026 season playthrough on V-Dub Productions, as Butler's going to come around the layup, and we are tied at 12. This is the Western Conference play-in game number 3, the ultimate elimination game, or they call it the last chance play-in. Winner of this game, once again, is the 8th seed, as Devin Vassell will miss that one. Draymond Green grabbing the rebound with Buddy Hield. We know that Buddy Hield and Jonathan Kuminga are no longer Warriors in real life, but however, this took place after the trade deadline. Butler over to Hield. Hield for 3, no good. Vassell will grab the rebound. And there's a slam dunk by Stephon Castle. Vassell with the assist, and it's 14-12 Warriors, or Spurs. See Buddy Hield holding on to it here. Moody for 3. That is no good. Stephon Castle will have the rebound. Castle coming around over to Wembanyama. Wemby. And he's going to go to the line for an and one opportunity as Draymond Green called for his first personal foul. And that is the first team foul called against the San Antonio Spurs. And before the free throw will take place, we have a timeout by the Spurs. 4:42 left in the first. We're going to take a timeout. Looking at the lineup set for the Golden State, or for the San Antonio Spurs, we got Fox, Waters, Johnson, Barnes, and Wembanyama. And the lineup set for the Warriors coming out of this timeout: Curry, Moody, Payton, Kuminga, and Jackson Davis. As we have Wembanyama at the line for an and one opportunity. Doesn't even dribble it on this one, and he'll sink it. It's a 5-point lead for the Spurs. 4:40 to play in the first. Curry being guarded by De'Aaron Fox over to Kuminga. 9 on the shot clock. 5 on the shot clock over to Curry. Curry for 3. No good. Harrison Barnes grabbing a rebound, the former Golden State Warrior. Part of that 2015 NBA championship team. And he was part of that 73-9 team that fell 1 game short. You know, that Warrior team became the biggest memes in sports for a while, as Payton II with the rebound off the miss. Gary Payton back over to Jackson Davis to Curry. Curry for 3. That's in there. Curry averaging exactly 26 points a game in 4 games against the Spurs. 6.3 assists in those 4 games as well on average. Going around over to Fox as Kuminga with the rebound, or with the steal. See over to Moody. Moody back to Jackson Davis, and we are tied at 17. Both teams shooting 47% right now. We have De'Aaron Fox crossing the half-court line. Dishing it back over to Wembanyama. Wemby coming around with the slam dunk. De'Aaron Fox had 23 points and 6 assists in a game in that win against the Phoenix Suns. Led part of that comeback, actually, that huge 20-5 run. That started the third quarter and was also huge towards the end. As we see Curry coming around. Jumper. No good. Wembanyama grabbing a rebound. Keldon Johnson. KJ over to Wemby, and Wemby misses that one. Kuminga with the rebound. Stephen Curry. Curry back over to Payton. Payton the second over to Moody. 9 on the shot clock over to Curry. Curry is rejected over there for Wembanyama. Keldon Johnson. That's Harrison Barnes. He'll miss that one. Kuminga with the rebound. Over to Gary Payton the second to Jackson Davis. Jackson Davis. And we are tied at 19. Barnes for three. No good. Wembanyama with the offensive rebound, and he's going to get a slam dunk, and we'll be back at the line for another and one opportunity as Trace Jackson Davis with his first personal foul. Let's look at the substitutions here. Castle coming back out into the game. Sohan as Barnes is going to move to small forward, and for the Warriors, let's see here. Curry is going to go in for Shake Milton. I believe Butler's back in the game. See who else is out in the game here. Let's see what Wembanyama, can he complete the three-point play? He, in fact, does complete the three-point play. We got Shake Milton. Dishing it over to Kuminga. Kuminga for three. As we got Wembanyama over to Harrison Barnes. Barnes back to Castle. 14 on the shot clock. Over to Jeremy Sohan. Back to Wembanyama. 1 minute to play here. Waters for three. No good. Jackson Davis with the rebound. So we got Gary Payton the second over to Jackson Davis. Over to Kuminga. Back to Milton. And there's an alley-oop to Trace Jackson Davis. Shake Milton with the assist there, and that could possibly be a YouTube clip there, or YouTube short. Over to Castle. We got 10 on the shot clock now. Wembanyama with the shot up. That's going to fall out. Kuminga with the rebound. Over to Gary Payton the second. Milton. So we're down to the final 20 seconds of the first quarter. Now we got 10 on the shot clock. Butler. 7 on the shot clock. Butler. And there, he's going to get the shot up. That is no good. Sohan will get the rebound. 3, 2, 1. Sohan for a deep three at the buzzer. No good. And we are done with the first quarter here. The Spurs leading the Warriors 22-21 in this Western Conference elimination playing game. We'll be back to start the second quarter right after this. Getting ready to start the second quarter here. We got Shake Milton taking the inbound from Kuminga to start the second quarter. So we got Milton, Butler, Kuminga, Trace Jackson Davis with the slam dunk, and the Warriors are on top by 1. That's 8 points for TJD already. See Lindy Waters over to Luke Cornett checking in for the first time. Back over to Stephon Castle. Castle with the layup. That's in there, and the Warriors are on, or the Spurs are back on top. We got Castle, Waters, Cornett, Barnes, and Sohan. So we got Jackson Davis, Payton the second, Butler, Kuminga. That's no good. Jackson Davis with the offensive rebound. Kuminga for three. No good. Cornett with the rebound. Second quarter over to Stephon Castle. Castle with a jumper. That's no good. Shake Milton with the rebound. Back over to Jonathan Kuminga here. And that's stolen by Sohan. Jeremy Sohan with a minute and a half into the second quarter here. Harrison Barnes. Over to Jeremy Sohan. Sohan coming around. Missing that one. Dish it over to Castle. Castle for three. No good. Butler grabbing a rebound. To Gary Payton the second. Dish it back over to Jimmy Butler. Over to Milton. Milton for three. No good. Luke Cornett with the rebound. Jeremy Sohan coming through. Sohan with the layup. That's in there, and the Spurs are on top by three. We got Devin Vassell waiting on the scorer's table to check back into the game. See it over to Kuminga here. 13 on the shot clock. Kuminga. That's a miss right there. Harrison Barnes with the rebound. We got Stephon Castle. Dishing it back over to Harrison Barnes here. 10 on the shot clock. 8 on the shot clock now. Over to Castle. 5 on the shot clock. Dish it over to Cornett. They got to get the shot up. There's only 1 on the shot clock. They will get the shot. No, they say he did not get that off in time. That is a shot clock violation against the Spurs. And the Warriors will get possession here as Devin Vassell coming back into the game for Lindy Waters III. Milton crossing the half-court line. Trailing by 3 right now is Trace Jackson Davis. Over to Kuminga. Jonathan Kuminga. She's back over to Butler. And there's Jackson Davis there with the put in, and the Warriors back to within 1. This is, again, the last chance playing game is what they call it. The winner of this game will get the 8th seed and will take on the Los Angeles Clippers in the Western Conference playoffs. Meanwhile, the loser will have a long off season. Vassell. That's in there. Devin Vassell with the bucket, and the Spurs up by 3 again. Timeout, Warriors. 8:21 to play in the second. We're going to take a timeout. 28-25 Spurs. Looking at the lineup now for the Spurs. We have Fox, Castle, Vassell, Barnes, and Cornett. And for the Warriors, the lineup set, we'll have Stephen Curry coming back into the game with Payton, Kuminga, Butler, and Jackson Davis. Curry coming back into the game. Over to Butler. Butler with the layup. That's in there. Jimmy Butler bringing the Warriors to within 1. Castle. That's in there. Stephon Castle for 3, and the Spurs are up by 4 to Jackson Davis on that baseball pass, and he steps out of bounds. And that is a careless turnover. You got to have a little bit more awareness of that if you are TJD. Moody coming back into the game for Gary Payton II. See De'Aaron Fox holding up, passing over to Cornett. Back over to Stephon Castle. Castle coming around the layup. That's in there. It's a 6-point lead. Stephon Castle with 9 points already. 6 of them mid-range here. Jimmy Butler dishing over to Moses Moody. Over to Butler. Butler dishing over to Jackson Davis. And Jackson Davis with the slam dunk. He is at 10 points. Let me tell you, TJD has been a good bench player for the Warriors in these watch games here. You see Kuminga has the rebound. Could he go coast to coast? No, he will not, as he gives it over to Jackson Davis, over to Jimmy Butler. Butler coming around with the slam dunk, and the Warriors within 2. See, the Warriors are shooting 15 of 32. The Spurs at 14 of 31. 33-31, Spurs on top as we have 6.5 left to play until halftime. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Over to Castle. Castle coming around with the shot. That's in there. It's a 4-point lead for the Spurs again. Butler. There's an alley-oop. That is Trace Jackson Davis. Once again, I believe he now has 12 in this game. 2-point lead for the Spurs. Halfway through the second quarter. We got 16 on the shot clock over to Vassell. Vassell coming around, layup. That's not going to fall through, and that's off the back iron for Kuminga. Curry has it. Curry coming around. Dishing it back over to Kuminga now. Back over to Stephen Curry. Curry to Butler. Butler for the lead. No good. De'Aaron Fox with the rebound. Over to Stephon Castle. Castle back over to Barnes. Over to Devin Vassell. Vassell with it again. See Wembanyama waiting to get back into the game. So is Draymond Green. Fox for three. No good. Jackson Davis with the rebound. And now you see Jimmy Butler with it. And there's a three right there. No good. Vassell with the rebound. Give it over to De'Aaron Fox. Under 5 minutes to play until halftime. De'Aaron Fox holding on to it right now over to Castle. 10 on the shot clock. Castle jumps inside the paint. That's in there. It's a 4-point lead for the Spurs here. We have a timeout called by the Warriors. Spurs leading at 37-33 with 4:39 to play in the second. We're going to take a timeout. All right, looking at the substitution lineup here. We got Fox, Vassell, Barnes, Sochan, and Wembanyama for the Spurs. And for the lineup set for the Warriors, Curry stays in. Hield, Moody, Kuminga, and Draymond Green back out on the court here. Final 4:39 to play in the second. 4-point lead for the Warriors here as a 19 on the shot clock starting from the inbound. Curry with it. And he loses it as De'Aaron Fox with the steal over to Barnes. Barnes with the layup. That's in there. Harrison Barnes, and it's 39-33. Draymond Green. Over to Buddy Hield. Hield for three. No good. De'Aaron Fox with the rebound. Fox coming around with the layup. That's in there. De'Aaron Fox. And the Spurs leading it by 8. Had De'Aaron Fox 24.5 points on average away from the Frostbank Center. Curry for three. And he got it. Stephen Curry bringing the Warriors to within 5. So we got 3.5 minutes to play here in the second. Sochan coming around with the slam dunk. Jeremy Sochan putting the Spurs up by 7. As we see Curry crossing the half-court line. Being guarded by De'Aaron Fox. That was actually a good matchup when they both played against each other with the Kings and the Warriors a couple of years ago in the NBA playoffs. Green coming around with a slam dunk. Draymond Green had his way over Victor Wembanyama. Wembanyama now has it. This is over to Barnes. Barnes. And the box almost lost it for a second. This is back over to Harrison Barnes. Barnes. That is no good. Stephen Curry grabbing a rebound. Over to Buddy Hield. And Moses Moody. Moody back over to Curry. Curry with a jumper. That's in there. Stephen Curry bringing the Warriors to within 3. As I said, he's just a couple of shades under 32 points a game on average. And he'll get these games where he can get like 45 a game. And that's a miss right there. That's going to go out of bounds. And the Spurs will retain possession. We'll have another timeout. Spurs will call a timeout here with a minute 54 left to play in the second. Substitution out on the court coming out of the timeout. Fox, Castle, Vassell, Johnson, and Wembanyama. That's a lineup set there. And for the Warriors, we have Kuminga. We have Gary Payton II coming back out onto the court. For Kuminga. I said Kuminga and Hield are Hawks in real life now for Porzingis. I see Wembanyama. He's going to go to the line for another and one opportunity. That's his third in the first half. Draymond Green called for his second personal foul. And I believe both of them have been on Victor Wembanyama. A third and one opportunity for Victor Wembanyama. He has hit both of them so far. And he sinks the third, his third and one opportunity in this game. 46-40, Spurs on top. Minute 45 to play in the first half. As Curry, I mean, no surprise there. Curry can shoot him from inside, outside. Gotta make sure you're on him. Vassell over to Castle. Castle for three. No good. Stephen Curry grabbing the rebound. Curry for three. That's in there, and it's only a 1-point game. Curry with 17 points in this first half, 10 of them so far in the second quarter. Vassell coming around over to Wemby. Wemby for three. That's no good. Moses Moody grabbing the rebound. Moody coming around, shot up for the lead. No good. Johnson with the rebound. Holding on to it right now as we're under a minute to play here. Under a minute to play till halftime. In there, Castle, jump shot, no good. Payton the second with the rebound. 19 on the shot clock. Buddy Hield. Over to Stephen Curry. Curry for three, in the lead, no good. Wemby with the three. Devin Vassell, this is back over to Fox. Oh, Fox almost went out of bounds again. They're holding on to it right now, let me tell you. He really wants to try to get that last shot. They have to get a shot up as Wembanyama for three. No good. Draymond Green grabbing it. 3 on the shot clock, or 3 on the clock. Rudy for three. That is no good. That was in and out at the buzzer, and we head to halftime. The Spurs leading at 46-45. You're watching the last chance playing game in the Western Conference, part of the 2025-2026 season playthrough here on the V-Dub Productions. We are going to go to halftime, and I'm going to get hydrated. So I'll be back. We'll see you in the second half. Get ready to start the third quarter here in San Francisco. 46-45. Spurs are on top in a very close game. We got Stephen Curry. We're looking at some of his highlights. He has 17 points in this first half. Had 10 of those in that second quarter. And then we also have Victor Wembanyama with 15 points of his own as Moody will inbound it to Stephen Curry. The starting lineups are out for both teams to start the second quarter. So I don't really have to go through a full reset here. For three, no good. Johnson will grab the rebound. Devin Vassell over to De'Aaron Fox. Fox dishes it back over to Vassell. Vassell for three. That's in there. Huge three-pointer there. They really needed that. They did really need that for a second there. Lead up to 4 for the Spurs. I think they led by as many as 8. Curry for three. No good, and there's a loose ball. No, personal foul. That's not even a loose ball foul. That's just personal foul. Third personal foul for Green. Did not count against the team foul, though, so for them, that's kind of lucky. And you see Wembanyama coming around. Wemby, shot is up. That's in there. Wembanyama with 17 points in the lead up to 6. As we are 1 minute into the third quarter here in this last chance playing game in the Western Conference. Winner, as said, winner will be at Inglewood to start off the NBA playoffs as the 8th seed, taking on the LA Clippers. The loser is off to the off season. Get those tee times ready for the loser. And that's stolen by Draymond Green. Curry for three, and he got it. That's 20 points for Stephen Curry. And the Warriors are within 3. There's a shot by Vassell, no good. Butler with the rebound. I know that it was Castle that had the shot. Castle's number 5, Vassell's 24, but they both have like the similar hairstyles. As Jimmy Butler ties the game with the 3. And we are tied for the first time in a while. 15 on the shot clock. Over to Victor Wembanyama. Wembanyama with the shot. That's in there. That's 19 points for Wemby. And we got Stephen Curry back over to Moses Moody here. 14 on the shot clock. Over to Butler. And there, Butler deep 2. No good. Wemby grabbing the rebound. And Devin Vassell coming around with it. Vassell over to Castle. Castle for 3. And he got it. Stephon Castle. It's a 5-point lead for the Spurs. Curry dishing it over to Moody. Back over to Butler. Butler for 3. No good. Wembanyama grabbing a rebound. Vassell has it. Over to Castle. Castle back to Johnson. Johnson with the layup. It's a 7-point lead, and the Spurs are shooting 50% to 45% for the Warriors. Butler over to Green. Back over to Curry. There's Hield for 3. No good. Wembanyama grabbing a rebound. Keldon Johnson. Over to De'Aaron Fox. Fox, deep jumper from inside 2, no good. Draymond Green with the rebound. So see Hield with it, 14 on the shot clock. Green over to Curry. Curry for 3, and he got it. That's 23 for Stephen Curry, and the Warriors within 4. See the holla sign up there for De'Aaron Fox over to Vassell. Dishing it over to Wemby. 9 on the shot clock. Wemby dishing it back over to Fox. Fox for 3. No good. Green with the rebound. Get it over to Buddy Hield. Hield dishing it back over to Moody. 10 on the shot clock to Butler. Butler for 3. No good. And De'Aaron Fox grabbing a rebound. Fox over to Castle. Stephon Castle with the slam dunk. And it's 60-54. The Spurs on top. 5 minutes into the game. Over to Jimmy Butler. Butler for 3. No good. Devin Vassell grabbing the rebound. Over to Keldon Johnson. And he'll lose it as Jimmy Butler with the theft. Curry back over to Moody. Moody back to Curry. Got 14 on the shot clock. Coming around for Stephen Curry. Curry Over to Butler. Butler for three. No good. Stephon Castle with the rebound. Over to De'Aaron Fox. Fox for three. No good. Hield with the rebound. You got Jimmy Butler, 15 on the shot clock. Dishing it back over to Draymond Green. Over to Curry. Curry for three. No good. Oh, no, that's in there. Okay, that fell for Stephen Curry. Warriors within three. Fox for three. And he'll answer that. Over halfway through the third quarter. 63-57, Spurs on top. This game coming to you from the Chase Center in San Francisco, California, as we have a Warrior timeout. We're going to take a timeout as well. 5:41 to play in the third. 63-57 Spurs. As we're coming out of the timeout here, we're looking at the lineup set for the Spurs. Fox, Castle, Johnson, Barnes, Wemby. And that is it. Don't think there's any lineup set for the Warriors. Could be wrong. As Moses Moody dishing it back over to Draymond Green here. 6-point lead for the Spurs. 10 on the shot clock. Hield for three. And that is a rebound by Harrison Barnes. Stephen Castle over to Barnes. Barnes is fouled. He's going to go to the line. That's number 4 for Draymond Green. Fun fact, nobody has fouled out in a watched game yet. We've had, I think, maybe 2 or 3 that have reached 4 or 5 fouls, but we have not had anybody foul out just yet. I am assuming that we're going to have our first substitution coming up after this free throw. 5:23 to play in the third. And as I mentioned, Draymond Green going to the bench for Trace Jackson Davis. This game coming to you from the Chase Center in San Francisco, California. I am Vinny from Beat Up Productions. You're watching the 2025-2026 season playthrough, the last chance playing game, or the Western Conference playing game number 3. Winner goes to Inglewood to play the Clippers to start off the playoffs as the 8th seed in the Western Conference, and the loser heading home for the offseason. Might have trips to early trips to Cancun, who knows. Curry, jumper, no good. Wembanyama with the rebound. Under 5 minutes to play in the third. Johnson, back over to Wemby. Wemby for three, no good. Butler with the rebound. If you like what you see so far, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and hit the bell icon to receive notifications when these videos do come out. Curry passes up the shot to Hield. Hield will miss that one. As I said, 2K, this is going to be the exclusive content for at least another 4 to 5 weeks until MLB The Show comes out. As Wemby with the bucket, it is now a 16-6 run. And 67-57 Spurs. And if you want to donate monetarily to this channel, there is a Cash App in the description down below. The link in the description down below. It is not required, as Curry's going to go to the line shooting 2, as Fox will be called for his first team foul. First personal foul, I should say. That's the first team foul against the Spurs in this third quarter. 4:01 to play in the third. Curry shooting 2 to try to get this game back to single digits. The Warriors are playing a little bit better, but they're still trailing by 10 in this game. As Curry will hit the first one here. Let's look at the lineup set now. Looks like Hield and Moody are going to the bench for Gary Payton and Jonathan Kuminga. And Curry hits them both. Fox has it crossing the half-court line. You got 15 on the shot clock. Over to Castle. Castle for three. No good. Wembanyama with the offensive rebound. Back over to Barnes. Over to Castle. Castle once again for three. No good. Kuminga with the rebound. Kuminga as he's crossing the half-court line. Over to Gary Payton the second. Payton back. And that's a failed opportunity there. There's Stephon Castle. Castle coming around. Dishing it over to Fox. And Fox will get the layup. And the Spurs are on top by 10 again. Castle will get the assist. As there is 3:05 to play in the third. Curry coming around. Layup is in there. Stephen Curry with 30 points. Rest of the team combined 31 points on 15 of 40 shooting. As we got Johnson. Johnson for three. No good. Jackson Davis with the rebound. Over to Butler. Butler with a jump shot. No good. Johnson has it. Over to Castle. Castle for three. No good. Jackson Davis. And that's a rejection by Victor Wembanyama. Wemby, and that's a bad shot right there. Kuminga will come down with it. Over to Payton the second. To Jackson Davis. 2 minutes remaining in the third. 69-61. Spurs on top. There's Kuminga for three. No good. Wembanyama grabbing the rebound there for Harrison Barnes. Barnes coming around. Count it! Stephen Curry called for his first. Timeout by the Spurs here. 1:45 to play in the third. Spurs leading it by 10. We're going to take a timeout. Substitution coming on the court as we're coming out of the timeout here. Let's look at the lineup set here. Cornette coming into the game. And now for the Warriors, let's see here. We have Milton, Seth Curry. Is it Seth Curry? Yeah, Seth Curry's into the game now. Kuminga's still in there. Gary Payton II. And Jackson Davis. See over there for Gary Payton II here. It's an 11-point lead after Barnes hit the free throw. Seth Curry. Shot is up and no good. Cornette will grab the rebound. Sohan has it for the Spurs as we have Castle. Castle back to Cornette. Back over to Sohan. Sohan dishes over to Castle. Castle for three. No good. Jackson Davis grabbing a rebound as we got Gary Payton II. And there's Jackson Davis with the slam dunk there. Trace Jackson Davis, I believe that's 14 for him. And the Warriors within 9, under a minute to play in the third. Castle dealing over the Waters now. Waters dishing it over to Sohan. Sohan coming around. That's up. That's in there. Jeremy Sohan. 14-6 run. And it's an 11-point lead for the San Antonio Spurs. You see Shake Milton had it for a second over to Jackson Davis. Back to Curry. Curry with a jumper. No good. Sohan grabbing a rebound. Shot clock turned off. Barnes back over to Castle. 14 on the shot clock. 14 on the game clock, as I say. There he goes. Castle coming around. Castle with a jump shot. No good. Kuminga with the rebound, and that will do it. We are at the end of the third quarter. The Spurs leading it 74-63. They're 1 quarter away from heading to Los Angeles, and the Warriors 1 quarter away from elimination. How will the fourth quarter happen? Well, stay tuned and find out. Here in the fourth quarter in San Francisco, it's time for us to look at the State Farm assist of the game. And that goes to Keldon Johnson from a pass to Victor Wembanyama off the inbound. Barnes will inbound into Vassell. So we do have Barnes, Vassell, Fox, Cornette, and Sohan. The lineup set for the San Antonio Spurs as Luke Cornette with the layup there. Vassell with the assist. Spurs 32 of 67 as you see Jackson Davis to Jimmy Butler. Warriors shooting 27 of 67. Shake Milton out on the court as well. As Butler for three, no good. Barnes with the rebound. As we got Kuminga and Gary Payton II also, that will be the lineup set for the Warriors. As we see Harry Barnes. There's Harrison Barnes for three, no good. Butler with the rebound. Over to Kuminga. Kuminga, there's a shot up. That is no good. Cornette with the rebound. Vassell. Dishing it out. Devin Vassell is going to miss that one. Jonathan Kuminga grabbing the rebound. Over to Gary Payton II. Back over to Butler. Butler with the layup. That's in there. Jimmy Butler bringing the Warriors within 11. Sohan, though, taking a baseball pass there. He'll get the layup. Spurs up by 13 again. 10.5 to play here in the fourth. In this last chance playing game is what I saw on 2K in the Western Conference. As I said, there is a foul called. Jackson Davis will be called for his number 2 there. Looking at the Warriors, and I believe that might be Quentin Post coming into the game, and that will be for Jackson Davis. The only player coming into the game right now. I believe that's Barnes inbounding it to Fox. Former teammates in Sacramento. Part of that team that ended the 17-year playoff drought, which is still the only playoff appearance in this last stretch for the Sacramento Kings here. As we see Payton II coming around with the layup. That's in there. And the Warriors are within 11. De'Aaron Fox. There's a shot up. De'Aaron Fox. Woo! Huge three there. And the Spurs are up by 14 here. Shake Milton back over to Quentin Post. 13 on the shot clock. Butler coming around. That's a miss right there. 5 on the shot clock now. Milton inside shot. That's in there. This is the first of a game of a doubleheader, by the way. We do have another game coming out at 7 p.m. Eastern, and that will be the Eastern Conference last chance playing game between the Toronto Raptors and the Detroit Pistons. As you see Sohan with the three-pointer there, it's a 15-point lead. And that Lindy Waters there pumped up. They can smell it here. I mean, there's still a long 8:50 to play, but up by 15, they can start smelling a little bit. They might be boarding that short flight to LA from San Francisco. Sohan dishing it back over to De'Aaron Fox. Fox coming around. That shot is up no good. Butler grabbing the rebound. Go to Shake Milton. Again, if you like what you see, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Hit the bell icon to receive notifications when these videos do come out, as Butler will miss that one. We have De'Aaron Fox coming through. Over to Devin Vassell. Vassell with the shot. That is up. That is in. Devin Vassell with the three. It's an 18-point lead for the Spurs. And this crowd here at Chase Center is quiet. Kuminga, no good. Fox will get the rebound. Over to Harrison Barnes here. 7.5 to play. Fox for three. No good. Cornette will get the offensive rebound. And will get the put in. Timeout, Warriors. 7:24 left to play. The Spurs leading at 89-69. We're going to take a timeout. As we are looking at the lineup set coming out of timeout here, we got Castle, Vassell, Johnson, Sohan, and Wembanyama for the Spurs. And let's look at the new Warrior lineup set. We got Stephen Curry, Shake Milton, Moses Moody, Kuminga, and Butler. So no Draymond Green out there yet. He has 4 fouls. Should it back over to Jimmy Butler. Butler coming around. And that is no good. Wembanyama. Dishing it back over to Castle. I have a feeling that if your number is divisible by 0 on the Golden State Warriors, you're out on the court right now. If that's ever said, no, actually, I take that back. Moody is number 4. Vassell, no good. And there's Jimmy Butler over to Stephen Curry. Curry back over to Kuminga, back into Milton. 14 on the shot clock. Stephen Curry, jump shot, that's in there. That's a three-pointer, actually. They're rolling it a three-pointer. 17-point game here. As we got Stephon Castle over to Keldon Johnson here. Johnson for 3. No good. Butler with the rebound. Over to Moody. Moody for 3. And he got it. 15-point game now. 5:50 to play in the fourth. As we got over to Vassell. Vassell for 3. He nails it. Devin Vassell. 2 big three-pointers in this quarter, and it's back to an 18-point lead. Moses Moody dishing it over to Curry. Curry for 3. No good. Wembanyama grabbing the rebound. Over to Stephen Castle. Castle coming around. Dishing it back over to Sohan. Over to Vassell. Back over to Wemby. Wemby coming around. Thought about it. He does get the layup, and it's up to a 20-point lead again. Spurs shooting 39 of 81, while the Warriors at 32 of 79. Shake, shake, shake. Moody has it now. 10 on the shot clock. Over to Curry. Curry for 3. No good. Wembanyama. And the time keeps ticking on the Warriors season. Get over to Stephen Castle. Castle coming around. Jump shot. No good. Wembanyama with the offensive rebound and the slam dunk. Victor Wembanyama. And the Spurs are leading it by 22. Shake Milton coming around. As we now have 4 minutes left to play in the fourth. Over to Jimmy Butler. To Curry. Curry for 3. No good. Wembanyama grabbing a rebound. Over to Castle. Castle coming around with the dunk. And that is worthy enough of the AT&T Connect to Cam. AT&T, a proud sponsor of NBA 2K. Maybe one day they'll sponsor my channel. We got Stephen Curry. We got Shake Milton back over to Stephen Curry here. Under 3.5 to play here in the fourth. And it looks like it's going to be a Spurs and Clippers here, as you see Jimmy Butler for 3. Unless something really amazing happens in the final 3:10. As we do have a timeout by the Spurs here with 3:10 to play in the fourth. They're leading at 98-77. We're going to take a timeout. Here at the Chase Center here, as we already have Victor Wembanyama. That's already the player of the game. I don't like it when 2K does this with a spoil the player of the game moment. With 3:10 to play in the fourth, because you don't know how this game is going to turn out. I mean, yeah, 3:10 left to play in the game, 190 seconds left. It looks likely it's going to be the Clippers and the Warriors, or the Clippers and the Spurs to start things off. Wembanyama to Castle. Castle back over to Wemby. Wemby. And that's in there. Victor Wembanyama puts the Spurs at the century mark. It's 100-77. 20 on the shot clock. Over to Hield. Hield back over to Curry. Curry no good. Wembanyama grabbing a rebound. Fox coming around. Fox. That's in there. De'Aaron Fox. 102-77. Butler for three. No good. Wembanyama grabbing a rebound. Is it back over to Fox? Dishing it over to Vassell. Vassell back to Castle. 2 minutes remaining into the game. Wembanyama with the bucket. It's 104-77. 29 points for Wemby. And it is almost certain that we are going to see Clippers Spurs in the first round. Butler with it. And they're 3 on the shot clock. Curry, no good. Johnson with the rebound. And now here, do they just hold on to it here? I think they probably should here. Just wasted 24 seconds. 10 on the shot clock. Fox for three, no good. Moody with the rebound. No points for the Warriors in the last 2:10 as Draymond Green is back out on the court. Curry will miss that one. Under a minute to play. Under a minute to play for San Antonio. They're going to make reservations for LA. And the Warriors can start booking their tea time and trips to Cancun as Stephon Castle for three. And those Spurs did the unthinkable, winning 2 play-in games. No good by Hield. Fox with the rebound. And I believe it's going to be nearly the final 4 minutes of the game. I know definitely closer to 3.5 minutes that the Warriors could possibly be shut out. As Wemby gives it over to Johnson. Johnson, there it is. 32 points. And do they even try to make sure they don't? They're just going to hold on to it. And congratulations to the San Antonio Spurs. They are your 8th seed in the Western Conference. They defeat the Warriors 109-77. They will be heading to LA. The Warriors are going home. And it's time to look at the post-game player statistics. And for the final time, we are going to be looking at the Golden State Warriors. We have Stephen Curry, 33 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal. Jimmy Butler with 18 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. Trace Jackson Davis, 16 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. Draymond Green, 4 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Moses Moody, 2 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Gary Payton II, 2 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Followed by Shake Milton, 2 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists as well. Buddy Hield only had 2 rebounds and 4 assists, while Jonathan Kuminga, 8 rebounds in the game. Seth Curry, no stats in 2 minutes of play. Quentin Post had no stats, while he had Torrey Craig and Guy Santos did not play for the Golden State Warriors. And now for the Spurs, we got Victor Wembanyama, a 20-20 game, nearly a 30-20 game. 29 points, 21 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal on the block. And then we got Stephon Castle, 23 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists. De'Aaron Fox, 15 points, 6 rebounds, and 9 assists and a steal. Devin Vassell, 13 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Jeremy Sohan, 11 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist and a steal. Keldon Johnson, 7 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, followed by Harrison Barnes at 7 points, 4 rebounds. Luke Cornett, 4 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Then we got Lindy Waters with only 1 assist. Carter Bryant, Julian Champagnie, Jordan McLaughlin did not play for the San Antonio Spurs, and that will do it for the post-game player statistics. Once again, congratulations to the San Antonio Spurs getting that 8th seed in the Western Conference. In this universe, they will end their 6-year playoff drought, making the playoffs for the first time since 2019. And it looks like, though, in real life, they are en route to doing the same thing, but most likely they are not going to be heading through the play-in tournament with that. So it will be in the Western Conference, the 1 seed, the Clippers, taking on the 8-seeded Spurs. The 4-5 matchup will be the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Lakers. The Rockets at the 3 and the Nuggets at the 6, followed by the number 2 seed, the Thunder, against the number 7 seeded Dallas Mavericks. And tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but later today at 7 p.m. Eastern tonight, we will have the Detroit Pistons and the Toronto Raptors. The Pistons lost in that 7 versus 8 game to the Miami Heat, which is the reason why they are playing in this last chance play-in for the Raptors, and the Pistons are basically the Eastern Conference play-in game number 3. I call it the elimination game. That will be out at 7 p.m. Eastern tonight. And if you enjoyed what you watched, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to receive notifications when these videos do drop. As I mentioned, the next 4 to 5 weeks will be exclusively NBA 2K content. I am actually hoping that we'll be closer to being done with the first round, maybe in the middle of the second round series before we get to MLB The Show content, which will probably be similar to what I'm doing right now. Doing a season playthrough. I may not be doing commentary for those games. You might hear me just maybe intro the game and then let the game commentary do that, and then do the post game ticker through there. So that is it. And also, don't forget, in the link in the description down below, if you're inclined to help support me financially, there is a link to the Cash App down below. It is not required for you to donate to my Cash App for you to enjoy my content. Just liking and subscribing to this channel and watching these videos is enough support there. And with that, reminding you guys, the final score of the game, the San Antonio Spurs all over the Golden State Warriors, 109-77. Actually ending the game on an 11-0 run in the game's final 3 minutes and 19 seconds. Yeah, 3 minutes and 19 seconds. I am Vinny from Vita Productions, and we'll see you later tonight for the for the Pistons and the Raptors elimination game. Now I am signing off.